This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Hello, friends, and thank you so much for joining us today, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, wherever in the world you're joining us from. Thank you so much. My name is Jennifer Cahill. It is a privilege and an honor to get to be with you here and to serve as one of the members of the Global Coherence Planning Committee, along with Teresa, of course, Roland, Claire, our amazing background director behind everything, Kaylin, and Annette. We are so grateful that every month we're able to bring to you wonderful world thought leaders, spiritual teachers, authors, and people who can help us drop into our own greater states of coherence with ourselves and the world. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We join together every third Saturday of each month. As a general housekeeping thing, we normally meet at 12 p.m. Pacific time on Saturdays. However, next month, our March 1, we will have the esteemed Irvin Laszlo joining us, and we'll start 3 hours earlier. So please look out for any notifications about that. And we do invite you to put in the chat, tell us where you're joining us from. This is a global coherence pulse. So perhaps put your location in the chat, say hello. We welcome everybody connecting as a global community. Today, we are going to have with us a very special friend. I just had the privilege and honor of spending a week with her in India, Pari Patri, who she and her father have built 22,000 pyramids in India. I'm going to introduce her formally here in a moment. But before we do, I wanted to go through a couple more things with you. Many of you may already be familiar with the Global Coherence app. If you're not, I will do my best to show it to you here on my phone. The Global Coherence app is an app that is free to use. And even if you don't have a heart rate monitor, then what you can do is you can actually just select right here, join global group. And when we do the meditation with Pari later, you're just going to click join session. And it'll give you an option to use your finger to measure your HRV while we're doing this together. So today, why are we here? Our topic today is about moving away from chaos and into greater coherence by cultivating compassion and meaningful friendships. And that's the topic that Pari and I are going to begin today with you on. Now, before I introduce Pari, I do want to tell you a little bit about her accolades. In addition to she and her family and the amazing group that she's a part of, having built over 22,000 pyramids around India, Pari Patri is the founder of PSSM Global and is an award-winning executive leadership spiritual coach. She was recognized as one of the top 20 global women of excellence by US Congressman Danny K. Davis for the annual International Women's Day in 2019. Formerly, she was a corporate professional who dared and quit her 9-to-5 job to achieve her dream, which was to empower every single woman and help them to unleash their leadership destiny and skyrocket their confidence. She is a keen researcher, and after intense research on various aspects of pyramids, she has created a holistic and profound course called Pyramid Mastery. And if you ever get a chance to visit one of their pyramids in India, it is extraordinary. I got to see about 20 or 30 of them while I was there. She is also a certified energy worker, crystal expert, and therapist. Pari is a strong-headed and hearted woman who has set her heart on enabling women in our society. She firmly believes that every single woman can work on herself and show up as authentic and bold and change the world. Associated with numerous international organizations, it is her strong intention to spread awareness about and fiercely introduce Patriji, which was her esteemed father who passed several years ago, and the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement across the world. Pari, it is such a pleasure and honor to have you here today. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity.
Oh, it's our pleasure. I couldn't imagine any better way than spending Saturday with each of you. And we have people from around the world just to bring our global community present with us. We have people in Ontario, New Jersey, Germany, Colorado, Chile, Portugal, Washington, Kentucky, Ireland, Sweden. I think I saw Israel, Mexico. It is such a gift to get to come together in global coherence when we do these talks. So Pari, let's start today by tackling the topic before we go into the meditation. Actually, let's pause. Before we do that, I'm just getting a sense, what if we all just dropped into heart-focused breathing for 2 or 3 minutes? Does that work for you, Pari, before we dive into today's topic?
Absolutely. That would be great.
Perfect. So I just invite everybody to ground and center ourselves, so we'll be open to whatever beautiful messages Pari has in store for us today. Go ahead and uncross your arms and legs, and you can do this with your eyes open or closed. Maybe even just touch your hand to your heart if you want to connect yourself to your heart energy right now. And let's all really connect to our hearts and allow a few slow, deep, conscious, loving breaths in and out through the center of our heart or chest. Seeing if we can breathe a little slower and a little deeper than usual. As we continue heart-focused breathing, breathing slowly and deeply, as Roland always teaches us, into the count of 5 and out to the count of 5. Let's see if we can choose, using our heart's wisdom and intuition, a regenerative emotion or feeling that we would love to carry with us into today's pulse. Perhaps it's joy or appreciation or calm or peace, whatever it is. Just see whatever your heart's intuition provides you with in this moment. And let's inhale 3 times together, slowly and deeply, presencing that regenerative feeling or emotion right in the center of our heart or chest. If, say, we're breathing in joy, as we breathe out, let's imagine pulsing the field around us with joy or with whatever your heart's wisdom gave you. And 2 more times, breathing in slowly and deeply, inhaling whatever it is that's inspiring your heart. And again, pulsing the field with that regenerative feeling or emotion. And one more time together as we breathe in right through the center of our heart or chest, allowing that stillness to comfort us and envelop us. And one more time, pulsing the field with whatever your heart's wisdom is putting as an offering today. Now, as we come back into this space, giving thanks for this time that we've had to be present and ground ourselves together, wiggling our fingers and toes, maybe opening your eyes if they were closed whenever you feel ready. Now we have a beautiful space that we've co-created together that we can come from for this next discussion. How are you doing, Pari?
Wonderful.
Beautiful. And I invite you to put in the chat if you want anything that came up for you. If any emotions, or if you want to share what your heart's wisdom told you to breathe in and out and pulse the field with, I invite you to put that in the chat. So, Pari, let's talk about today's topic as we go into this idea of evolving beyond divide and conquer, cultivating this compassion and friendship. Why does this matter right now?
Well, this matters today more than ever because everything that we are seeing around us today, I mean, talking about the current issues, Israel, as we are speaking, there's a lot happening around the world. How the nature itself is how it is responding, I would say, in our heart maths language, not reacting. Nature is responding to our inner world. So it is right now more than ever so important for us to understand how our inner world is projecting into our outer world and showing us the mirror, what is happening in the inside.
Mm.
So yes, so it is right now the most important topic to talk about is how do we change our planet's future? How do we take control of the humanity itself by changing the inner world?
So let's talk about that for a moment. We have so many beautiful things that people are sharing in the chat: appreciation for connection with a heart-centered community, love, forgiveness, appreciation and gratitude. I think if we were creating a soup that was, imagine a regenerative coherence soup, kind of, do you remember the story of when you were a child of stone soup, where everybody brings like their stones? But more importantly, what if we were to bring these heartfelt regenerative emotions and feelings into the stone soup that we're creating for the world that could nourish and regenerate and restore us? What are some of the ways, Pari, that if we're feeling angry or anxious, people are upset. I remember Greg Braden and I recently did an interview in December that aired in early January about good versus evil and about the state of the world. And we were both just heartbroken. How do we begin to create a new paradigm, a new world that we can live in where we move away from chaos and towards compassion when there is so much anger and hate in the world? How do we change the flavor of that soup, so to speak?
Well, that's a great question, Jennifer. And today I would like to steer into the spiritual science, into understanding the soul science to answer this question. What do we do to overcome anxiety? What do we do to understand anger around us, understand meaningless hatred around us, intolerance, impatience, not able to tolerate other people's views of any type, religious, spiritual, or anything? What I would say, or from my experience, or from everything that I've learned, being around gurus, spiritual gurus from the East, from the West, understanding both sides. The key is to, again, coming from even the Eightfold Path of Buddha, it's called the Dhammapada, is understanding the duality nature of this matrix, that there is right and wrong, there is day and night, there is male and female, there is this matrix is a duality world. Only when there is darkness, there is light. So it is about embracing and acceptance first. We are in this human suit. We understanding the ultimate truth that we are not these bodies, we are energy, we are consciousness. And we are the consciousness that are eternal travelers, traveling all around the cosmos, multiverse, going to infinite galaxies, infinite um, star systems, and coming here, choosing to be here on this earth planet at this time moment, being this person, being in this body, in this face, this family, choosing here to be here, and knowing that I was born in China before, I was born in Africa before, I was born in Israel before. Knowing just zooming out, I'm just inviting everyone to just zoom out from where we are, our own lives, into a whole multiverse, zooming out with a bird's eye view, understanding where we come from, who we are. We come from the source and go back to the source, no matter what. I'm going to repeat that. We come from the source, go back to the source, a single source. As a Buddha, as a Jesus, as a Allah, as a Ram, as a Krishna. We are the gods. We are the masters of our own life. We create our own realities. So what we are seeing outside is a mere reflection of what is going on inside. And for this, I would love to share a story from my culture, if I may.
Yes.
So I come from India, and one of our very revered books like Bible is Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, where I'm sure you may have heard about Lord Ram and Sita. So there are 4 yugas that we say in Vedas. Satya Yuga, that is the golden age, where the whole history began, the golden age, where there were gods on earth. And this goes back to relates to even the Egyptian philosophy of how the human, or how the life started itself. Then comes the Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga is where Ram and Sita were there at the end of that yuga, where it was all about righteous living. It's all about righteousness, dharma, doing your duty, your what you chose as your dharma. And I don't know the right exact translation of the word dharma. The closest it comes is righteousness, the right living, the right understanding, right words, right speech, talk when you have to speak, right music, and right mindfulness, whatever that right fold path. And this is where Ram and Sita were there. And this is where, in the golden age where the gods were walking on the earth, the words had extreme power. You say the word, it would happen. So you have to be very mindful about what you say. So the curses, the boons, all of those were thriving in that age. But as the Treta Yuga ended, the it was being abused. The rishis, the sages, the yogis were abusing the power of curses. So because of their own greed or jealousy, the negative emotions started increasing in the Treta Yuga. And then came the Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga is where Lord Krishna, came in. This is where the wars for power started. Women were suppressed. There was more abuse. The patriarchal started increasing. In the Satya Yuga, it was all about matriarchal. The women had power. They were the leaders. They made the decisions. They were intuitive, psychic, spiritual. They were very, very, very wise women, actually leading the societies. But as the yugas, as the earth started moving in the solar system around the black sun, when the vibration started increasing, the darkness also increased. And then the Dwapara Yuga came with a lot of greed, lot of abuse. And then came the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the where peak of darkness. Everything increased, the crime, the hatred, the violence, the wars, greed, jealousy, everything amplified. And it became a total patriarchal society that we are seeing. And now we see a lot of feminine energy, divine feminine energy rise. The time is changing as we are seeing right now. So this is the time. So in the Treta Yuga, now that I gave the background, I will have to say, because to introduce the whole, the culture shift. And by the way, in 2012, the Kali Yuga ended and we entered the Dwapara Yuga. 2012, it ended. We are in the transition now. So Dwapara Yuga, next we enter Treta Yuga and then the Golden Age. So we are going back. So the cycle, we live in a cycle, in a timeline cycle. So there's a lot of awakening happening. So in the Treta Yuga, the Ravana, the story is that he abducted Sita. He was the wife of Ram. She is the child of the earth. She was born from the earth. She was not born out of a man and a woman. She was born from the earth. She came out of the earth. And he, because of his own ego, he was a great master. He was a spiritual master. He got boons from Shiva to be immortal. So he was absolute amazing master, but yet he had darkness within him. He was light, but also had darkness. And with his darkness, his jealousy overtook, his greed overtook, and he abducted Sita and he took from India to Lanka, Sri Lanka. That is where Lanka was there. He flew her and took it and flew. Again, the myths talk a lot about that. Fluing, again, is a Pushpaka Vimana. In today's world, many would probably even say a UFO. So he flew there, he took her there, and he played a lot of mind games. So so this is Treta Yuga. His every negative thought of killing or abusing the woman, of the mind games he played, got amplified. Every thought gets amplified in the time and space of the cosmos and is affecting right now as well, because time is an illusion. Time doesn't exist. It is just, everything is in the now moment. We are all experiencing the reality in the now moment. So it is projecting. So our thoughts are not just ours. Our emotions are not just ours. That's why heart is the highest. The more you feel and intensify your thoughts, you're projecting that reality into your environment. So now we are more, the vibration is higher. Thoughts are becoming things so fast. I am thinking I want to kill that person. I can go get a gun and kill. It can happen so fast. And so is the light. So is the light can go so fast. So is confidence, which is contagious. So is your heart power, which can enlighten the world. Instead of focusing what is going wrong, the idea is, again, we know the principle. Wherever you focus, your energy goes there. We don't want to focus what we don't want in our life. We focus on what we want to create in our life, what we want to see in our life. That is empowering each other. That is making independent, getting out of thinking about compassion, friendship. And that is what today's topic is creating, fostering that the deep soul connections of compassion, that we are all one. At the end, we are one. There is no difference. The skin color or what I see in my hair, everything may seem different, but at the end, you and I are same. We have the same emotions. We have the same history of the planet. We share the same source that we come from. So the question is creating the friendships that are meaningful, creating friendships. There's only one relationship. That is friendship. There is no mother, father. We choose those roles to come here. But as a soul, I am your friend. As a soul, I am a friend of an animal, of a fish, of a bird. Every being is my friend. So I love every being. The rocks are my friends. The mountains are my friends. The water is my friend. So we connect. This is what Satya Yuga, Golden Age, they had water gods. Even in Greek, they had water god, sun god, moon god, because we are all gods. We are all friends. So I know I gave a big answer for this, Jennifer, but I just wanted to give how this goes deeper than what we see right now.
I couldn't agree more, Pari. I was just sharing with my mother this morning. There's something that many of you know who might have seen me speak before or host the show. I'm a huge advocate of many spiritual disciplines, including Kabbalah. And I'd love to take a moment to read to you the same thing I was sharing with my mother this morning, which is one of the Kabbalistic ancient names for God that they call the 72 names of God. It's called sweetening judgment, if you want to Google it. Every word we speak, every action we perform is a boomerang flung into the cosmos. All of these billions of boomerangs inevitably return to our lives, the positive and the negative ones. Though we are not aware of it, any negative behavior, even if it seems very minor, brings destructive forces into play. Whenever we speak in an uncivil or rude manner, whenever we cheat, lie, steal, insult, or harm other people, pop, we create a force of judgment. These negative forces are the unseen cause behind all the things that just happen to go wrong in our lives. It may take minutes, months, or even years, to Pari's point about time, but eventually we must confront the consequences of our reactive deeds. Right now, obstacles present in our lives are because of the force called judgment, and judgments befall us to the degree that we inflict judgment upon other people. But Kabbalah teaches that our own words, as Pari started so beautifully sharing, words have power, as our own words cannot serve as a decree or indictment against ourselves. We cannot decree a judgment against our own very being. Life, therefore, is cleverly arranged so that we constantly meet, befriend people who commit sins or errors similar to our own. When we judge them, in that very moment, our fate is sealed. Suppose, though, that we could refrain from judging friends, family, and undeserving foes, or as Pari just said, they're all friends in one way or another. If this were possible, then judgments upon us would never come to pass. And the idea is, can we just meditate on anybody? You know, sometimes we don't even realize it, but we might cause pain inadvertently to somebody we love. We might be rude. We might not have slept enough. I was at a restaurant in San Diego yesterday, and there was a cute sign that in front of the restaurant that said, "Forgive me for anything I said while I was hungry." And it's so true, right? There are these instances where we're all doing the best we can. So in these last 5 minutes or so that we have together, Pari, I'd love, before we move into the meditation part, I'd love to know, what can we do to cultivate more meaningful friendships? Because as I was telling Pari right before this, I was reading this book that was gifted to me called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker. And he says one of the 7 things that he studied at Harvard, over 1,600 people, and this has culminated over many studies, but one of the things that Pari is talking about today is friendship. And that's one of the 7 secrets to happiness, is social investment and calling upon our friends when we need help. So talk to us about, how can we cultivate more meaningful friendships, Pari?
Great question. For me, I will share what is friendship for me and how I would cultivate it. Friendship is first, the tool is all about connecting to your source, connecting to your infinite inner source energy. And that is through meditation, through your own breath. Breath is our guru. Breath is our teacher. So just conscious breathing, no chanting, no visualization, no nothing, no God, just you and your breath. That is what we would meditate today as well. This is called anapanasati. Ana means in breath, apana means out breath, sati means to be one with, being one with your conscious breath. So that is the number one. Today, millions of people all over the world are meditating and are teaching meditation through Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. The second thing to foster friendship is the biggest, again, the truth is spirituality is all about acceptance. Accept as it is. I've got cancer. I accept this. I welcome it. I embrace it. I lost my father 2 years back. I accept the truth that we are not the bodies. Ignorance, or the root of suffering is your ignorance, is not being enlightened, is not knowing who you are. That is a root of all suffering. The root of all suffering is also expectations, expecting because you're a wife, or because you have your husband, the husband should do something, praise you or do anything. Because that is your daughter should do this. Expectation from anyone. We are just friends. Friends is all about acceptance, no complaints, no complaints, no blaming others, and no judgment. Three principles. No complaints. Whatever, I didn't get my tea today. I'm okay. My body is miraculous. It will heal itself. I don't need caffeine. So we don't complain, I don't have, I'm in India, I don't have this, the flight got delayed. No, no, we know from heart math when we say, the emotional drain happens. So no complaints, no complaints, no blaming others. Oh, you are responsible for your life, 100% success or failure. Not your government, not your boss, not your mother, not your family, none. We choose our lives. We choose what happens. We choose our fears in life, what being projects out. So no complaint, again, friendship tools, meditation, no complaints, no blaming, no judgment. As beautifully Jennifer just mentioned, the moment we judge, we create a limitation, an energetic block, and it stops our progress in life. So it's all about acceptance, holding space, and friendship. We don't have to agree with each other, but we give space to disagree with compassion, holding our heart. Again, going back to our heart. So thank you, Jennifer, for giving me this opportunity, for being here and meeting these beautiful souls from all around the world.
Oh, Pari, it's my pleasure. And I want to piggyback on what you just said of Kathy put something beautiful in the chat. She said, friends and I build community by speaking to people we meet, posting gatherings on Nextdoor app. And tonight they're having a gathering of 30 people who want to support each other and the planet. So she says, reach out, gather souls, speak to people you meet. I think so often, as Don Miguel Ruiz says in his book, Mastery of Love, many of us, I think he says most of us, if I'm quoting the book correctly, are like third-degree burn victims walking around, and we have all these wounds that we haven't healed with our hearts or other things. So when we get too close to each other, it's like we recoil in fear. And so the more we heal ourselves, the more we allow ourselves to get close, we drop the walls, we do what Kathy is saying and what you're suggesting, Pari. It's from this place that we drop the moat and the dragons and the armies that are trying to protect our hearts, and that we allow people in and we allow love in. So I love that, Pari. I'm going to hand it over to you for the meditation.
Okay, thank you so much again, Jennifer. It's always lovely to be with Jennifer. I've had a great opportunity to spend some time in India when she came last December. Her energy, her passion for empowering each other, empowering others is unwavering. I mean, truly, she is all about connection. There is no ounce of competition. We see, you know what? I don't want to refer you there, but she's all about Pari connect this, Pari connect there, and such openness. And I love what she's creating, what she's bringing to this world. This world is in debt of the service of Jennifer, and I am so grateful to be here on this platform. So today, let's practice. I invite you to practice with me Anapanasati. It is a technique you can do anywhere, anytime. You don't need anything, any special clothing. You don't need any special time of the day. You can practice anywhere. So today, however, we'll practice it with music. I'm going to play some pyramid frequency music. It's because we're going to bring in some pyramid energies today into this meditation. So we're going to do 10 minutes of meditation. I invite you to sit back, relax. It is all about Sukhasana. Sukhasana means easing, sitting comfortably. No, this is not yoga. This is not pranayam, no breathing exercises. Cross your legs, like put one leg over the other. If you're sitting in lotus position, you're fine. Clasp your hands. So we're going to do like this or like this. So this is, and you can put that on your lap. So like this or like this. Why we clasp our hands and cross our legs? Because 10% of energy goes through our fingers, 10% from our feet. So when we cross, we create an energetic circuit. So we conserve our energy. And we close our eyes. And the technique is just observing your easy, natural breath. We are not doing, no holding your breath. Just as you're not changing your breath. Observe your breath. You're breathing in, You're breathing out, breathing in and out. If your mind will wander, because that's what mind does. When mind wanders, gently bring yourself back to your breath. You can only do one thing at a time, either be with your mind or with your breath, not both. So we're gonna come back to your breath. Okay, so ready? Let's sit. Take out your glasses if you're wearing glasses. Sit comfortably. Relax. Close your eyes. And just relaxing your shoulders, your knees, your forehead. Relaxing. Just take a deep breath, just signaling your body that you are not speaking. Releasing all the expectations, what it should be, what it should not be. Releasing all your definitions of what meditation is.
Can you show one more time how to hold the hands, Pari, please? Some people are just joining us.
Clasping your hands, crossing your head. And so easy to meditate. So wonderful to be with our own breath. Nothing to do. Giving ourselves permission to be with our breath. Be with our soul that connects to this physical world. Natural breath. There's no force. There's no holding. There's no God. There's no visualizing. And dropping our identity. This moment. You're not a man, not a woman, not a teacher.
Pari, we can't hear you, my friend, so I'd either turn the music off or just be silent because we can't.
Okay. At this moment, we are nobody. We are not a woman, not a man, not a student, not a teacher, not a speaker. We're becoming nobody, entering into the zero state, dropping all our ego, identity. Just being with our breath. Easy, natural breath. Just spending 5 minutes with our own self, doing nothing. The next 5 minutes, we're going to meditate with music, with the flute music, and I'm going to be silent. So you'll just observe your easy, natural breath. Just 5 more minutes with the flute. Until I say okay, please do not open your eyes. With your next breath, I invite you to come back to this present moment awareness, bringing your hands together and place them on your eyes for 5 seconds without opening your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently remove your hands and open your eyes. And a big claps to everyone for this beautiful meditation. And thank you so much for your presence and for your energy. Thank you.
That was beautiful. It was just very, very peaceful. Was that your dad playing the flute?
Yes, and I see Barbara saying that it's not relaxing. And I'm going to talk about that for 2 minutes. Yes, it is not about relaxation. Flute music activates the consciousness of Krishna. It is very high pitch, as you may have noticed. It is very different from what you may have experienced before, of what meditation music should be. This is not about relaxation. This is about activating your inner portals, a lot of different dimensions within you that you don't even know has existed. So with different music, this is called music therapy. With different music, different frequencies, different portals, dimensions get activated. And yes, meditation is not about relaxation. It is not a spa treatment. It is about detoxification. I see a lot of people after meditation, there's a lot of purging happens. Lot of toxicity gets out. And yeah, and I am so proud of you all that you are here and tried this, something new that you maybe have never done this before. I am so proud and I'm so glad that we got this opportunity to connect. So yes, I am so happy that to see your comments, because this is what I hear every time when I play this music to people who have never heard Indian classical music. It's not easy because your body, your brain is not entrained. This is about law of entrainment. When it is not entrained, it creates discomfort. That's the natural reaction of your brain, of your body. But as when you get entrained, the frequencies start matching and gets activated deep inside you, and you connect to different consciousness. And that's what happens with this music. So I'm happy that we had a chance of 5 minutes to experience this discomfort or comfort, whatever that may seem for you. But with practice, again, it's all about practice, like any other thing, anything and worthwhile. If you want to learn violin, we got to practice every single day. So if you want to become a meditation master, is practice. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. I love that, Pari. And in fact, I was trying to look right after this. When I had the privilege and honor of being with Pari in this global spiritual community of 1 million people who came together and meditated, about 100,000 people per day from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day. I had never heard of this style of meditation. And it was interesting because they had about a 9 to 10 piece Indian band. I was trying to find, Pari. I don't know if you have the PSSM channel where those videos are, because I was going to share one of the videos from one of the mornings we were together. It was enrapturous, and I've been meditating for 11 years. And I had a couple of the most profound meditations I had ever had when I was with Pari, and you also have 100,000 people meditating with you. But I remember one day I was sitting with everybody on stage. There was a group of us. One day, as I was listening to this rapturous music, I swear I was levitating. And I talked to some other people who were on stage. It was the last day I think I was there, Pari. It was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And I talked to Nilo and others, and they said, yeah, everybody felt like we were levitating that day. And then the day before, on Christmas Eve day, when I had been with everyone, I had been sitting there just doing the normal meditation thing, and then all of a sudden ecstatic dance came out of me. And I have never in my life experienced anything like it. So there's something to be said, many of us are meditators. So
If I have 1 minute, I can share a glimpse from 2019. I don't have the latest one, but I'm going to share it from 19. So
yeah,
this right after the meditation that we celebrate, we clap. It's after a 3 hour of meditation with this kind of music. So I'm going to share a glimpse of what it looks like. Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay. So I'm just gonna, it's not gonna be as neat, but this is on the stage where people are sitting and meditating. And Jennifer was here. I'm gonna share that video where you were dancing, and I'll find it and send it to you. So here is it. Wait, I'm gonna actually share my, sorry, share that sound as well. Okay. So that's just a glimpse. So right after meditation, you're just celebrating the essence. I'm going to stop sharing. So yeah, that was about 100,000 people meditating together every day for 11 days, 5 to 8 a.m. And just conscious breathing. There is no guided meditation. There is no visualization, just you and your breath. And thank you, Jennifer, again.
I loved it, Pari, and I'm just so grateful. Please check out what Pari and the team is doing at PSSM. They have a YouTube channel. You can, of course, follow Pari. Pari, where's the best people for people to connect with you? I think Teresa has put in the chat here. It's paripatri.com, right? Is that the best place?
Yes. Yeah, paripatri.com, and this is our website of PSSM Global for any kind of connections, collaborations with we are all about service. We teach meditation for free. We go to countries because we believe that meditation should be taught for each and every individual without the discrimination of status, money, power, rich, poor, illiterate, literate, race, religion, or sex. So we go all over the world teaching meditation for free. We do all our events are free, free food, free event. These 11 days we give free food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, free accommodation, free entry to the event. Everything is free. So you just come and experience. And all of this, you may ask, how does it work? Donations. So who have gotten help or got value out of this, they come and donate and make this event happen. So 90% of PSSM is rural, like farmers. It's all rural, grassroots level. 5%, like none, like you don't see that in any other organization. Only 5% is urban, over middle class. So we are now trying to go into every country, South Africa, South America, creating Hispanic African movements to raise awareness, to teach that they can create their own realities and they are gods. So thank you again.
Beautiful, Pari. I love that. And I'm being called to share one last thing before I turn it over to Teresa if she has any announcements about the connection field. I had a miracle this morning that I'd love to share with you because I think it's a miracle we can all access. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to be here today because my dad is in the hospital. We didn't know if he was going to die on Thursday. I got a call from my mom that the ambulance picked him up. And for me, death isn't hard because I know we're all these beautiful, infinite beings. One of my other dear, dear friends and father-like figure and mentor, Dr. Mark Goulston, who we had on the show last April, just passed away on December 31st. So it's not the death that bothers me, but it's the seeing the people you love in pain. And so I saw my mom was in pain because my dad's been in a semi-coma for 3 or 4 days now. And today I showed my mom how to meditate and do heart-focused breathing. And she connected with my dad at the soul level. And so I want to remind us all, whether we're connected with people, whether they're sitting here next to us or thousands of miles away, we all have the capacity to make a soul connection with one another. And my favorite way to connect and do that is just to drop into some deep heart-focused breathing and doing that. So I invite us all, if you're challenged by an individual or person, don't forget you can also resolve conflict at the soul level, just to tie it back in full circle to our topic today. Whether you're looking to make new connections in friends or compassion, I invite you to connect to more people at the soul level. And I think if we do that, when we do that, that's going to help us to create and cultivate greater compassion, coherence, and friendships, not just with our families, but with one another in the world. So thank you. I know Cindy says she's participating in Pari's meditation class. Barbara says, thank you so much. Everybody really enjoyed everything today. And Teresa, would you like to share anything? I'm not sure if Teresa's still with us to pop on and share any announcements that we'd like to share with the group.
I'm just going to share my voice. First of all, thank you both. That was so beautiful. And Pari, we definitely want to get you into the connection field. Kaylin, maybe bring up that image. In addition to us doing these monthly events, we actually also wanted to create a space where people can come together with other people who are learning to cultivate greater coherence in the heart of their lives, and to find individuals and organizations that are supporting that. So an alternative to going to places like Facebook and coming to where it's purposeful social engagement and community learning and engagement. So come to the connection field so that not only once a month can we be together, but we can be together all the time and support each other as a community to lift ourselves up and to pulse the planet with more love and joy. But thank you both again. That was really a special pulse. And thank you everyone who joined today. We love you. We love you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you so much, everybody. Join us next time for Irvin Laszlo. The month after that, we have heart math trainer and incredible human being, Dr. James Miles, joining us, sharing more heart math techniques, and deep gratitude to each of you who chose to spend part of your Saturday with us in coherence and pulsing this planet with love. Thank you to all of you, and may blessings follow you wherever you go.
Thank you, Jennifer. Blessings, everyone.